Hello and welcome live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad vows to defeat the rebels as they sweep into Aleppo. Russia conducts airstrikes in support of President Assad. Death toll rises to over 130 in the deadly sectarian clashes in Pakistan's northwestern Khurram district. And India's two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu ends her title drought after clinching the Syed Modi International Women's Singles crown. First up, let's get to the latest from the conflict in Syria in the rest of West Asian region, where images show Syrian rebel forces pushing into Hama province, where regime army tanks, artillery and other equipment lie abandoned on the side of roads. A war monitor reported that the army had pulled out of Syria's fourth largest city, Hama, as jihadist-led rebels seized Aleppo's airport and dozens of nearby towns on Saturday after overrunning most of Syria's second largest city. An Iran's top diplomat, Abbas Araghchi, has said that he is heading to Damascus to deliver a message of support for Syria's government and armed forces. That's what the state media there has said after a lightning advance by the rebels. Tehran has been a staunch ally of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad during the civil war that broke out in 2011. Iran maintains it does not have combat troops in Syria, only officers who provide military advice and training. Now, amid an intensifying conflict between the Syrian government and rebel factions, videos from the White Helmets aid group has revealed the devastating aftermath of airstrikes in schools in Aleppo and Idlib on Friday. In Aleppo, a massive crater and heavily damaged buildings scarred the grounds of a boys' school. And in Idlib, debris was strewn across the area surrounding another school hit by an airstrike. On Saturday, the Syrian army reported heavy losses, saying that dozens of soldiers were killed during a major offensive, marking one of the most significant challenges to President Bashar al-Assad in years. Now, this escalation follows Syrian rebels' unexpected advance into Aleppo on Friday after capturing several government-held towns. Now, the leaders of the Gulf Cooperation Council, that's the GCC, and the member states, their representatives have arrived in Kuwait City on Sunday to attend the 45th session of the GCC Supreme Council. Kuwait's Emir Sheikh Mishal Ahmad Al Sabah greeted and held welcoming meetings. The summit comes a few days after a US and France brokered ceasefire agreement between Israel and Iran-backed group Hezbollah came into effect in Lebanon, ending their deadliest confrontation in years. Now, Israel's military intercepted a projectile launched from Yemen on Sunday, preventing it from entering Israeli territory. The military earlier said sirens had sounded in a number of areas in central Israel following the projectile's launch from Yemen. Now, closer to home, deadly sectarian clashes have continued in Pakistan's northwestern Khurram district in spite of a tentative ceasefire struck late last week. The death toll now is over 130 as authorities try to broker a solution. Khurram, near the border with Afghanistan, has been a flashpoint for sectarian tensions for decades. The split over into a fresh wave of attacks last month when clashes between Sunnis and Shias left dozens dead. Now, in Bangladesh, the business community in that country on Saturday said that the interim government has failed to tackle the country's law and order situation. Business leaders expressed their concerns at a business conference organized by the Dhaka Chamber of Commerce and Industry. They said it will be difficult to maintain the economy if the situation does not improve soon. Managing Director of BRAC Bank said, though the government is trying to rebuild the institutions which were destroyed over the years, but it has failed to handle the law and order situation. While Inceptor Pharmaceuticals chairperson Abdul Muqtadi Rahman said that the law and order situation has declined sharply and the government must fix a timeline to revert the situation. Followers of the International Society for Krishna, in the meanwhile, Krishna consciousness, that is ISKCON worldwide, organized special prayers on Sunday for the safety and security of all religious minorities in Bangladesh. ISKCON made the appeal in response to widespread protests in Bangladesh following the arrest of Chinmay Krishna Das in a sedition case. This also comes as a spate of attacks on the Hindu and other minorities in Bangladesh in recent months have peaked, and these also include cases of vandalization of temples and idols of deities. Last night, a prominent woman journalist named Munni Saha was arrested by the police from Karma Bazar in Dhaka city, that's in Bangladesh, Bangladesh's capital. She was later released on payment of a bond under Section 497 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. However, Saha will have to seek bail from a court and adhere to police summons. A prayer meeting was organized at the Gupta Balram Dham temple of Jaipur in Rajasthan to protest against the ill treatment of followers of Sanatan Dharma in Bangladesh. Sankirtan Yatra was also organized. On this occasion, Vice President of Gupta Balram Dham temple demanded protection, security and right to live in peace for the Hindus living in Bangladesh.
कुछ समय से बांग्लादेश में अल्पसंख्यक हिंदुओं के साथ जो हुआ है, तो हमारी बांग्लादेश सरकार से अनुरोध है हमारे सब भक्तों को कि उनको सुरक्षा प्रदान करें व उनके परिवार वालों को भी सुरक्षा प्रदान करें, और जो हिंदू धर्म का जो अनुसरण कर रहे हैं उनको भी स्वेच्छा से अपने हिंदू धर्म का अनुसरण करने की उनको भी स्वतंत्रता व सुरक्षा प्रदान करें।
यहाँ से हम लोग ये यात्रा आज मंदिर के मुख्य द्वार से होते हुए अक्षयपात सर्किल से होते हुए इसको हम लोग हरे कृष्ण बलराम मार्ग से और हरे कृष्ण मार्ग पर यहाँ पर इसको आयोजित किया गया है, और ये निवेदन किया गया है कि बांग्लादेश में हिंदुओं की रक्षा हो, सुरक्षा हो, उनको शांति से और स्वतंत्रता से रहने का अधिकार दिया जाए, ताकि आज पूरे विश्व की जितनी भी सरकार हैं उनसे मैं निवेदन करूँगा कि, और विशेष रूप से भारत सरकार का, क्योंकि भारतीय वासी होने के नाते हम लोग कहेंगे कि हिंदुओं की रक्षा करने के लिए विशेष यहाँ पर आवेदन करें, विशेष व्यवस्थाएं करें, ताकि वो वहाँ पर शांतिपूर्वक अपने धर्म का पालन कर सके और अपना जीवन बिता सके।
US President-elect Donald Trump has warned BRICS nations against replacing the US dollar, threatening them with 100% tariffs. Trump also sought a commitment from these countries to not create a new BRICS currency, nor support any other currency. Trump made these remarks in his social media platform Truth Social. Meanwhile, Donald Trump on Saturday added new names to his team, nominating New York real estate developer Charles Kushner as US ambassador to France. Kushner, who is the father of Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, was also a member in the first term of the Trump administration. In 2004, Kushner was sentenced for 2 years after pleading guilty to 18 counts including tax evasion and making illegal campaign donations. However, he was pardoned by Trump during his first term as president in 2020. Also, Trump has nominated Kash Patel as director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Announcing his nomination, Trump in a social media post said Kash is a brilliant lawyer, investigator and America First fighter. Further, Trump highlighted his role in exposing corruption, defending justice and protecting the American people. And in other updates from across the world, the first big snowstorm of the season has hit Pennsylvania, threatening to bury towns along Lakes Erie and Ontario during a hectic holiday travel and shopping weekend. An Arctic outbreak of cold air will expand south and east and bring dangerously cold wind chills into the northern plains and upper Midwest, while heavy lake effect snow could make travel very difficult to impossible into next week. The National Weather Service has issued a lake effect snow warning for Erie until Tuesday. New York and several states in the US experienced heavy snowstorms under a lake effect as well. According to the National Weather Service, lake effect snow takes place when cold air moves across the open waters of the Great Lakes. Authorities have reported winter alerts for parts of Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania and New York State, for this weekend. Now, Palandöken Ski Center in Erzurum in Turkey has kicked off its winter season ahead of schedule following significant snowfall, with the municipality offering free services to mark the opening. Situated just 20 kilometers from the airport and 4 kilometers from the eastern province, the area is known for its exceptional technical infrastructure, 5-star accommodation and international standard slopes as well. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Southern India's Puducherry has been left facing flood-like situation after cyclonic storm Finjal has made landfall late on Saturday night. Violent clashes outside Georgia's parliament over the government's decision to delay EU membership talks amid a post-election crisis. And the 10-day celebration of the rich cultural heritage of Nagaland, the 25th Hornbill Festival, gets underway.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Violent clashes erupted outside Georgia's parliament between police and demonstrators protesting the government's decision to delay European Union membership talks amid a post-election crisis. Thousands of people gathered in Georgia's capital Tbilisi on Saturday for a third night of protests that saw dozens arrested. More than 100 people have been arrested in the last 2 days. Georgian President Salome Zurabishvili has said she will not step down until last month's contested parliamentary elections are rerun, claiming it is her constitutional duty to bring the country down the European integration path. The comments have come as thousands of people gathered in Georgia's capital Tbilisi for a third night of protests against the government's decision to postpone European Union membership talks until 2028.
It's my duty. I've been elected for that, to serve this country. I'm elected also to preserve the Constitution, which clearly in its Article 78 says that we have to go down the European Euro integration path, and that's what has to be preserved. That is why the people are going out on the streets.
Now, southern India's Puducherry is facing a critical flood-like situation due to heavy rainfall after cyclonic storm Finjal made landfall late Saturday night. Most areas of the city have been inundated with water, with significant water levels reaching knee-deep heights in central areas including White Town and Nehru Street. The electrical supply has been completely disrupted and mobile communication has been hampered as well. The urban infrastructure is under immense strain, with transportation and daily activities coming to a complete standstill. However, the government has initiated intensive rescue operations and is actively relocating citizens to safer places. The Indian Army launched rescue operations early on Sunday, successfully evacuating more than 100 stranded civilians from flood-affected areas of Puducherry. The cyclone also brought heavy rains and gusty winds to various parts of Tamil Nadu, causing severe waterlogging and disrupting transportation across Chennai and nearby areas. Meanwhile, Chennai Airport resumed operations early on Sunday, which had been temporarily suspended due to the impact of the cyclone. The Indian Met Department in its latest update said that the cyclone over north coastal Tamil Nadu and Puducherry remained practically stationary and will further weaken into a deep depression. A fresh spell of snow, that is snowfall, was received in Jammu and Kashmir's Dras and Zojila Pass areas as Border Road Organisation started snow clearance operations. Traffic was temporarily suspended on Srinagar-Ladakh highway amidst the snowfall in the region. The first edition of joint tabletop exercise Synpax between the Indian Army and the Cambodian Army have begun at the Foreign Training Node in Pune. The exercise will continue till the 8th of this month. The Cambodian Army contingent will comprise 20 personnel, beg pardon, and the Indian Army contingent is also comprising 20 personnel from an infantry brigade. Exercise Sandbags is a planning exercise aimed at war game conduct of joint counter-terrorism (CT) operations under Chapter 7 of the United Nations Charter. The exercise will focus on discussions pertaining to establishment of joint training task force for intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, besides planning of operations in CT environment. The India International Science Festival 2024 is on at IIT Guwahati in Assam from the 30th of last month till the 3rd of this month. The festival aims to steer India into a science and tech-led manufacturing hub. DD India's Amit Mukherjee caught up with the Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Dr. N. Kalaiselvi, on the sidelines of the festival. Listen in.
We are at the India International Science Festival 2024 and I have with me Dr. N. Kalaiselvi, Director General, CSIR. Ma'am, thanks for being with us. The first question I would like to ask you that there has been a lot of emphasis on youth engagement and also on innovation. So how do you see CSR leveraging this platform to achieve the goals?
Namaskar everyone. So this is Kalaiselvi from CSIR. This India International Science Festival, this is the 10th edition. And CSIR has been given the greatest opportunity of convening it, celebrating it in the northeastern part of this country, which is the gateway of northeast, the place called Guwahati. And we are really excited to conduct this event for 4 days, starting from yesterday up to 3rd December. And in this particular celebration, so who will be celebrating any festival with more than enough excitement and energy is nothing but children, students, youngsters, the next generation leaders. So we have thoughtfully made number of events exclusively for students.
Right. Ma'am, Pradhan Mantri ji has been talking a lot about innovation. So how do you want to engage the youth and bring them towards innovation?
Actually, just now I was telling, for the sake of innovation, I said, just go and see what your mother is doing, how she is managing within the 4 walls of the house. She is the innovator. And I said kitchen is a place wherein a lot of innovation is happening.
Right.
Similarly, when you just take the whole country and especially the scientific labs, nowadays the government of India is pushing innovation, science and technology, I would say in an unassuming manner, because the support that is being given to startups, MSMEs, entrepreneurs, mid-scale industries is unassuming and unconditional in many cases.
Right.
Therefore, by taking science from labs like us,
Right.
they can get all the other ecosystem support as well as funding support from different schemes of the government of India, and therefore now innovation is reaching its height, I would say, especially in the current scenario.
Ma'am, another thing, that this is the first time that this kind of a festival, the science festival, is happening in Northeast. So how do you see that what is the contribution and how do you think a state like Northeast would benefit from this?
I love this question. Actually, when we were just scouting for place, when we were just dreaming, we thought that Northeast should be taken for a number of reasons. Number one, Guwahati we chose because this is the gateway of Northeast. Right. And we have chosen IIT because this academia is known for its excellence and capability. Right. Third one is Northeast is so far known for only 2 reasons. Its richness in culture, richness in biodiversity. Right. We are giving the third important vertical and the third important identity. We want to give Guwahati and Northeast a new identity, that science and technology of India and indigenous technologies.
And now for some good news for passengers travelling in trains in the country, that is in India. The Indian Railways is providing high quality bedrolls, including sheets, pillows and blankets in AC coaches with rigorous cleaning and maintenance standards. DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya spoke to Chief Public Relations Officer of Northern Railways, Himanshu Shekhar Upadhyay, regarding the different aspects of the Railways' policy of providing clean and hygienic travel to passengers.
We are right now in one of the places of Northern Railways where the cleaning process of the linen is happening, and to talk more about that I have with me the CPRO of Northern Railways. So it's a huge process, and it's also something that Northern Railways should be proud of, because you are catering to such a huge number of population to and fro from Delhi and NCR and other places?
It is a huge process, and Indian Railway is a huge organization also. Whatever passengers we carry, that number is also huge. So we don't feel shy, we don't hesitate in adopting huge processes. And this is whatever you're seeing right now is a living example, burning example of that. So here we clean the linen, sterilize the linen, and certify the cleanliness of the linen.
What is the kind of numbers that we are talking about? What is the capacity of this whole area?
Actually, almost 17,500 linen sets are supplied at Anand Vihar Terminal Railway Station and every day on a daily basis. And a major part and a big part of that is dealt by this laundry only.
You talk about Anand Vihar, 17,500. What is the overall number in Northern Railways?
Northern Railway daily cleans more than 1 lakh, around 1,40,000 linen sets. It is a huge number, and Indian Railway cleans more than 6 lakhs linen sets on a daily basis.
And we can see not just cleaning, there is a full state-of-the-art machinery that is currently here. Pressing is happening here. You can see the press. It happens not just with a machine, but also you use sanitize this whole thing.
Yeah, actually, this ironing rod, this is a rolling ironing rod. This irons the object or linen or towel cover, pillow cover, at the temperature of more than 150 degrees centigrade for a period of 5 to 10 minutes with the help of vapors. So in this process, sterilization is inbuilt. So we don't only press it, we sterilize it also. We sterilize our blankets almost in 15 days. So this is an effort of Indian Railway or Northern Railway to give our passengers better services.
You heard the CPRO stating that all the precautions, all the necessary actions are being taken by the Northern Railway Division to make your travel safe and enjoyable. With Person Mohit, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
Time now to get you some sporting updates as well. Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen thrashed Singapore's Jia Heng Jansen in the final to clinch the men's singles title in Syed Modi International Super 300 badminton tournament. The Paris Olympics semi-finalist outclassed his opponent with a commanding score of 21-6, 21-7, capping off the final day of the event where Indian shuttlers secured 3 titles. Top-seeded PV Sindhu won the women's singles title of the Syed Modi International Super 300. She defeated Wu Luo Yu of China 21-14, 21-16 in 47 minutes. Sindhu dominated both games and comfortably secured a straight game win to clinch the title. She ended her long title drought with this as well. Earlier, Trisa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand bagged the women's doubles titles. The women's doubles duo produced superb performance to beat China's Bao Li Jing and Li Qian 21-18, 21-11 in 41 minutes. Trisa and Gayatri, ranked 16th in the world, are the only Indians set to compete in the prestigious event in China next month. Jay Shah on Sunday officially took charge as the chairperson of the International Cricket Council, becoming the 5th Indian to head the global body. The 36-year-old Shah, who was the Board of Control of Cricket in India's secretary for the last 5 years, was the unanimous choice of the ICC's Board of Directors. He replaced New Zealand's Greg Barclay as ICC chair. Shah brings extensive experience in cricket administration, having started his journey in 2009 with the Gujarat Cricket Association. During his tenure, he oversaw the development of the world's largest cricket stadium in Ahmedabad. In 2019, Shah joined the Board of Control for Cricket in India, that's the BCCI, becoming its youngest ever honorary secretary. Today is World AIDS Day 2024, and on this occasion, India's Minister of Health and Family Welfare, JP Nadda, said that one should develop sensitivity and stand for the human rights of people suffering from HIV/AIDS.
एड्स के साथ जो लोग जी रहे हैं, पीपल लिविंग विथ HIV, उनकी स्थिति को समझें, जानें, सेंसिटिविटी डेवलप करें और उसके साथ साथ उनके ह्यूमन राइट्स की रक्षा करें, ये आज के दिन हम सब लोगों को संदेश देना चाहिए और साल भर फॉर द होल लॉन्ग ईयर वी शुड डेडिकेट आवरसेल्व्स and reiterate that we are there for the human rights of people living with HIV.
Now, the beating of the gong by Nagaland Governor La Ganesan and the state's Chief Minister Nifu Rio officially inaugurated the 10-day-long 25th Hornbill Festival in the Indian state of Nagaland on Sunday. This year, 4 partner nations, Wales, the US, Japan and Peru, and 2 partner Indian states, Sikkim and Telangana, are backing Nagaland's signature ethno-cultural festival. Padma Bhushan, Grammy and Oscar-winning composer A.R. Rahman was also present at the inaugural ceremony. India's public broadcaster Prasar Bharati has recently launched Waves, entering the field of OTT platforms. Waves provides a complete infotainment ecosystem to digital media and OTT audiences. If you also want to get great content for free, then download Waves today. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. You can scan the QR code on the screen and download the app right away. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.